everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Star Sitdown. Shameless plug, we have an Instagram now, at Star Podcasting. It's on the screen right now. Be sure to follow us and get more content there. But back to our regularly scheduled program, we have somebody, she kind of begged me to be on this platform. She was like, Kim, I need people to know who I am. I'm very important to this organization. I am the leader of all everything that's good about the Star comes through me. And I was like, you know what? You're absolutely right. So without further ado, I would like to welcome the life and arts editor, Ms. Cristela Jones. I love Cristela.
Well, thank you very much for that introduction, Kim. I am far from the best at the Star, but thank you so much for that compliment and those lies, because I did not reach out to you.
Yes, you did.
I'm just kidding, but I didn't say those other words that you introduced me with. But anyways, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to talk to you and get to know more about you and the podcast, of course. And I'm really excited to just get started.
Like I said before, you are the life and arts editor. So tell people a little bit how that transition has been, going from Bree last semester to like you, and how things have been and what you've been trying to do with the section.
Well, that's an awesome question. So I think it's been really, really great. Of course, it was an abrupt decision, but I was super humbled and very appreciative that I got the opportunity to do so. I was really excited to get to know my section more, because besides section meetings, I didn't really talk to anyone else in my section. So I've got to know all of my reporters personally, which has been really nice. And we've been getting a lot of really awesome new stories, diverse stories. We've been having a lot of Hispanic heritage types of stories, and we've been in Black and Black History Month stories. So it's been really, really great. And I've loved getting to know everyone, and everyone's just been really super sweet about having Sarah and I take over as leaders. And we couldn't have done it without Bree's amazing leadership. And I'm so excited that she's now a news editor. She's doing amazing. And she just made a really great foundation for us. So it's been a really good transition so far.
That's good. I'm happy to hear. I think it's been interesting seeing the section change from I don't want to necessarily say my time being here, but in this editorial role, and knowing Bree and how she operated last semester, and obviously knowing Daniel really well, and then seeing it to you, because I think honestly you have a really good personality for life and arts. Like I was saying beforehand, you're really expressive and you talk fast and you're pretty funny. So I think it's a really good fit for you. I wanted to ask you, because we had talked a little bit before this, and you had told me that you were an electronic media major. And in being an electronic media major, what kind of brought you to the Star and made you want to pursue journalism?
Awesome. Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, I kind of learned about the Star in one of my classes. It was a class I had with Gilbert Martinez. It was media writing, and he would actually have us do little quizzes on the Star. So I was forced to pick up the Star and read them for the quizzes. So I was like, oh, okay. I didn't even know Texas State had a newspaper. Last year was my first year at Texas State, because I came in with credits. So I was just I didn't even know that we had an organization that was dedicated to journalism and things like that. So when I started reading the stories on it, I was really, really interested in what they were doing. And due to the pandemic, we couldn't continue going to our in-person classes anymore. So I wasn't picking up the Star anymore. So we stopped doing those quizzes. But that kind of stuck with me. And in the summer, I decided to apply to join the Star. And that's kind of why, I think if I hadn't taken that class, I probably would not have picked up the Star, which is crazy, especially now because of the pandemic. I don't have any classes in person, so I wouldn't have been able to pick up the Star, I guess. So I think it was a really cool transition into learning more about the paper, and then of course getting into life and arts, which was really, really awesome. I wanted to do life and arts because I love people and talking to people. I talk a lot, so I think it was like a good like way for me to meet new people. And at the Star and with life and arts, I've got to meet so many new people that I never thought possible. So it was really, really awesome to do that. And yeah, that's kind of my long answer, but that's kind of basically how I started at the Star.
And you said so it's been about a year, correct? Since you've been at the Star?
It's been about like 10 months, so it's gonna be a year, like in June. Yeah, like June or so. Because I applied to be a summer, like a summer in a summer position, and then they were like, okay, like let's see how you do, and then if you continue doing well, like we'll lead you into the fall and spring. So yeah, that was basically how it started. And I remember the first time like I pitched a story, like the first story I ever did, I pitched it to Bree. And it was like during the whole like Black Lives Matter and things like that. And I was like, what's like, this is what's going on. Like, let me write a story on it. And it was like, it's crazy, like to see that like into now with like the stories I do. So it was really, really awesome. And I'm so grateful to Brie that she let us like pitch, you know, anything that was like pertaining to the community. So yeah.
And I'm also curious because we got hired around the same time, and obviously I got hired a year ago, so I got hired in March of last year, and obviously March of last year is when the pandemic really started, and like I had messaged Jaden about getting an interview, and like right when I was messaging him, like Star was trying to like figure out what to publish about, the virus and whatnot. So how has it been for you just doing like a lot of stuff online and on Zoom and trying to like it's tough because it's supposedly I wouldn't know, but it's so much better in person and like the environment and the community, especially like in the newsroom and interacting with other people. So how has it been like navigating through Zoom in your experience at the Star?
It's been definitely a challenge when I first started, because I wanted to like get to know people like in person and get to like have coffee with them and just get to like talk to them maybe in the library or something like that. So it was different. And then like of course like Zoom meetings end like so abruptly. So it was like, okay, like all right, follow up, like how you doing and stuff. So it was kind of hard, but at the same time, it was a little bit like easy, like for me and my nerves, because I would get nervous to interview people. So I think having them like on my computer was a little bit easier to talk to them than like meeting them in person. I remember the first time I had like an actual in-person interview throughout the pandemic, I was freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, like what's gonna happen? I hope they don't give me COVID and stuff. But like luckily it went well, and we like met at a coffee shop, and I was wearing my mask and everything, so it went well. And I remember telling Brie, I was like, I hope this guy isn't a serial killer. Like I was freaking out. But it went really well. And I think now with using Zoom, we've just become so accustomed to it. So I'm just like, okay, I'll schedule Zoom in with you, Zoom in with you, Zoom meeting with you. So it's just like, it's really like, it's become like top of mind, like, really easy to just send them a Zoom link. And it's been, I hope like once the pandemic's over that it'll be easier for people just to like get coffee and like talk normally. But again, like that connection with people has remained the same. I still like, people I've talked to on Zoom still reach out to me all the time. And, just like to talk to them like I was talking to a normal person. I like to tell them that when I'm going to start an interview, like, I don't want you to feel intimidated. I'm just gonna be nervous because really we're just talking. We're literally just having a conversation. I like to say like a práctica. That's like a Spanish word for talk. So we just like, we're just chatting. We're just gossiping. We're, saying what's new. So that's basically how I like try to get people like to, I guess, to brush away the nerves and, just open up to me and, tell, let them tell me their stories. So yeah.
Okay, so you just gossip with people about their stories, or that's kind of what I'm
No,
hearing.
no, not okay. Like I don't mean like that. I'm like we're like, oh, look what happened like down the street. No. I mean more like like to talk to them in an easier way. And like whenever they talk to me, like whenever they give me their response, I try to like back it up with like something like I would want to tell them in person, like, oh, like this and that. So um oh my gosh, you make it seem like we're having like a whole like chismosa session with
I don't know.
who knows.
This is the way you said it. I mean, this is the word gossip has a certain connotation to it, and it's
Yeah.
like, you get in the Zoom call. It's like, what's the tea? And then they just,
Yeah. The
oh
tea,
yeah,
yeah. The
okay.
tea, yeah, like what's going on? Like, like sometimes I have some hot, like some people have some hot tea to spill with me, and I'm just like, oh, let me know this name, let me know where this at, who do I gotta contact, send me their at, and that's how juicy stories get in sometimes. So, um, like it's not necessarily um what's like a bad thing. It's just like, what's going on? Like, let me know, like I'm here to tell y'all stories. I'm here to like get what's going on. Like, so, and then we talk off the record, which is fun too, because I get to, you know, I always ask people like before I interview them, like, where did you grow up? Like, where are you from and stuff? Just to like, just to establish that connection, because, interviews can be nerve wracking, and, people sometimes are scared to talk about like something that happened to them. So just to like get them like on a friend basis, I think it helps ease the nerves and just gets them easier to talk to. But yeah.
Where did you grow up, and where are you from?
I'm from San Antonio, Texas. So not too far away. But yeah, and my parents are from Chicago. My grandparents live in Michigan. And then my mom's mom lives in San Antonio, and like all my cousins and stuff, they all live in San Antonio. So I have a really big Mexican family in San Antonio, which I love. I love going out to see them whenever I get the chance to. Hoping to go this weekend. But yeah, they're amazing. They're super supportive. They're always, love your article, mija, all that good stuff. So they're my rock. I love, talking to them, like giving them random calls sometimes, like just to check up on them, because I miss them. I know they're only 45 minutes away, but growing up with them like for almost 18 years of my life, and like not having them now is kind of sad, but adulting. So
Why did you say your mom's mom instead of just like grandma?
well, because I usually say ama, like Rita and stuff. So I
Oh,
was just like,
okay.
okay, I was like, okay. Like ama, like I just like, we say ama like to be like respect like grandma, like short for like Wita or grandma. So I say ama, but my mom I just say mom, or yeah, I just say mom. But yeah, that's basically why. And then my grandma, like my grandma and grandpa on my dad's side, I call them grandma and grandpa because they don't speak Spanish. So
I remember, so you've said numerous times about when Jaden asked you if you were black. Um, it's funny, right? And because the reason he asked was because I didn't know. And black people at the Star, we got to stick together. We're all we got. So when I was when I was adding people to a group chat with all the black people, I don't know. I saw your picture and I was like, I don't know. I didn't know if you were mixed. I mean, you are mixed, but I didn't know if you know what I mean. I didn't know. I didn't know if. Oh, I really thought you were just Hispanic. That's what I thought. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Is she? And I didn't know you at that point too. That's another thing. I had only known really Bree at that point about life and art. So I was like who is this? Like, is she like, And and he was like, I don't know. And then I found out months later that he just straight up asked you, hey, are you black? Is that true? You could
it
take
is
it from me.
true. It is true. I could pull out the receipt if we like. No, Slack deletes messages after like 10 days. But anyways, yeah, yes, he did send me a message and ask me. At first he thought he didn't say in the message, but later on in a previous Zoom conversation, he said, I thought you were like Samoan or something. And I was like, I'm not Samoan. Like, I wish I was. I don't know. I think that would be really cool, but nope, just your typical mixed gal.
Okay. Yeah, and
So yes.
another thing that was confusing because your last name is Jones, like we talked about a second ago. That's a black last name, and that's why a couple weeks ago I was like, because I didn't know. I mean, I knew, but I had to ask. So I was like, "Are you half Hispanic, half black?" And you're like, "Yes, Kim, I'm half Hispanic, half black." And I was like, your dad's black? And you're like, yes, my dad is black. And I was like, I knew it. You know, it was really funny. It was, and then after that, I was like, you know what? Cristela's okay in my book. So when you begged me to come on this podcast, and I was like, you know what? I'll allow it. I'll allow it. You deserve the airtime.
Oh my gosh, I'm dead. Yes, I am half black, half Hispanic. My dad's side of the family, they, like I said, they live up north, and it was like interesting. I was talking about this earlier with you, but it was interesting growing up in San Antonio because, like, I didn't really have that like black side, I guess, that a lot of people, when I would tell them I was half black or half Hispanic, or when they would see my dad, they'd be like, oh, like, have you gone to like black churches and stuff? And I was like, yeah, I've gone to a black church before, but I'm Catholic. So, like, because my mom's Hispanic and she raised me in the Catholic faith. So I have like all my sacraments and stuff. But yeah, so I think that kind of like surprised people when I would tell them that. And then even going to Texas State, I would hear about like the AKAs or like the Sigma Gamma Rhos, like all those types of sororities, like predominantly black sororities. And I had never heard of them before. My dad went to a HBCU and he encouraged me to go, but I didn't grow up around black kids. I grew up in San Antonio on the south side, so I was around mostly Hispanic kids, and my family in San Antonio was mostly Hispanic. So I was like, I didn't want to leave out of state, and I just that's too much money, so that's why I decided to stay like out of state school and stuff, and it wasn't too far from home, so it was just interesting to kind of like get more in touch, I guess, with like my black roots when I came to Texas State, because I, growing up in San Antonio, I just basically hung out with mostly Hispanic students, and I had like one black friend, and she's basically white. She goes to a private school, so yeah, it was just to like, I guess, expand my friend group and get to know more people of color, and it was really, really fun to, like I said, just get to know out of like what I'm used to, I guess. But yeah.
And is that part of like why you came to Texas State, since it's a Hispanic serving institution and like it's still close to San Antonio?
Well, yeah, so actually, this is gonna really blow your mind. I was actually I wanted to go to Baylor, and I learned like that it was like super racist, and but like when I went to like the tour and stuff, they were like super nice white people, and I was like, oh, these seem so nice. Like, I don't know, kind of culty, but then my mom's gonna tell me like, Mija, we can't afford to go there. It's like 80,000 a year.
Are you
And yeah,
serious? Is it a private
oh
school?
yeah, yeah, it's a private school.
Wow.
It
Okay.
was too much, and they were only gonna give me like, I don't know, maybe like 20 grand. So that wasn't gonna be enough to cover 2 years. I know, like, I'm not gonna do 4 years, but 2 years is gonna be a lot. So I decided to. So Texas State was actually my second choice, and so that's why. But I look back at it now, and like, it was like a really great decision because I got to go to school with like my best friends from high school. And I think like if I would have gone to a school where I didn't know anyone, I think it would have been a whole different experience. And like, I still hang out with my best friends from high school to this day. Literally, my best friend is my roommate. So it was really, really cool to like continue growing with them. And like, you can't make old friends. So I just was like really like happy to have them in my life still. And yeah, it was really, really awesome to get to come to Texas State and just keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm happy it all worked out, and like, I think in all honesty, it's kind of beautiful in a way because like a lot of people, I feel like Texas State. I mean, Texas State was my second choice as well. Like I initially wanted to go to UNT, but like and I'm happy I didn't. But everything worked out. So I see where you're coming from in that sense. I just wanted to ask. So now that you've been at Texas State and you've been accepted to grad school, correct?
Yes, I have. I'm so excited. I think definitely like how you said, like everything happens for a reason. So, you know, it was kind of like really interesting to see how in high school I got like rejected from UT because one, I went to a high school with like only 84 kids, so I didn't make like the top what 6, 7% that was needed to like get in automatically. And then the rest of the people that usually go there are like 10th generation Longhorns and stuff. So it was really, really like I guess like help like not helpful but like it kind of like reaffirmed me, like gave me more confidence in myself. And I know my mom always says, well, like everything, like how I said, everything happens for a reason. And the like I may not have been accepted the first time, but like now I'm just excited to like maybe go there if I'm still waiting for two other schools to respond. I applied to Columbia and I applied to NYU. So NYU, I literally checked the application status today because apparently they're supposed to like let us know the beginning of March, and it's the beginning of March, so I'm like, y'all need to let me know. But yeah, so I'm excited to hear back from those two schools. And I mean, if I'm able to stay in Texas, that'd be great too because it's not too far from home, like San Marcos, not too far from home. And I like the idea of like driving home and stuff, like to see my family. Um, and yeah, like I think definitely New York is an experience. I visited before, so I kind of like know what to expect, but I guess you don't know when until you're like really there, like immersed in it. So that's gonna be, I mean, if I get in, it'll be interesting to like learn a whole new like city, a whole new culture, a whole new group of people. And yeah, that I'm really excited though because like I had said before, I graduated with my associates in college, I mean in high school, so I feel like I'm still not done with school yet. So I feel like getting my master's kind of will help me just, finish any like unanswered questions I may have like before I go into the workplace and just be more prepared, be a better journalist because I still feel like I have so much to learn. And yeah, I just can't imagine getting a job right out of undergrad. Like I think it's really intimidating. It's really intimidating to do so. And but like kudos to anyone who does because it's hard. It's hard. So but I think the masters will help me in the end. Like I know it's only like a year, so hopefully it'll just fly by. But yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited for those next steps, I guess, that I'll be taking soon.
And you're going for journalism, right? I just want to be clear. Okay.
Yeah, so UT I applied for the journalism program, and then at NYU I applied for the cultural reporting program, which is basically like kind of like how I do life and arts right now, just to be more in depth with that and like get to talk to a whole new set of people in New York, and learn from them, like literally people that work at my dream jobs or worked at my dream jobs. So yeah, that's kind of why I really like lean towards New York, I guess, because it's like right there, like everything's there, all like the big journalism people, every movie is ever set there. So I just think it'd be really, really cool to at least live there for a year. So
That's so awesome. I think it's really funny that I think it's really funny how fast because I remember when you posted, well, I didn't see it, but I was told about when you posted you got accepted to UT, and I was like, what? Like Cristela? Like I was in disbelief because I mean, I was in disbelief because I was like, how old is Cristela? I'm like, what is this? You know,
So
and then I found out that you got your associate's degree, and it's like you just got here and you're leaving. You know, it's like a revolving door. I was in shock.
no, yeah, for sure. So I'm 19. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm 19, same age as Kim, so we're chilling. I was supposed to be Texas State 23, so yeah. But basically, my high school, we had like an accelerated schedule. So when I was a freshman, we did like all of our we freshman and sophomore year we completed high school basically like we completed all of our high school required classes. So if anyone like ever dropped out of our high school, they would be like a junior or senior at a regular high school because we were moving at an accelerated schedule due to the fact that we had to take college classes. Because junior, senior, oh well, we started taking college classes our freshman year, like right after Christmas we started taking college classes, and then from then on, like all 4 years we did all of our classes, but the college classes were just going to get like more difficult and like more in depth, I guess. So that's why they were like, get high school out of the way first, and then like you'll be able to do it. So like junior, senior year, all I had was college classes. I didn't have one high school class. I had like the advisory or whatever, like to go to lunch, and like also since my high school was a STEM high school, we had also like an engineering class, which not many people know, but I do. Like I had like a STEM endorsed like high school diploma, so like we did like a lot of like programming, and I was involved like in a robotics team for a little bit. But I quickly learned that robotics is not my forte. So I was like, programming. Okay, I made this one thing like move an inch. Okay, I'm done. So I was like, yeah, no, this is not going to be my life. But like I like kudos to anyone who does do it though, because they're just amazing. And I mean, my high school had like different degree plans, so I got my associates of science, but you could have got it in science, biology, engineering, and math. Yeah, and then computer integrated technology, which is like a like coding type of thing. So it was like different degree paths. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. Paths in like the STEM field. And like other early colleges in San Antonio, they were just doing kind of like liberal arts. So our high school was the only one that did like a STEM endorsed liberal arts or STEM endorsed associate's degree. So it was really interesting, like busing to PAC every day, which is the follow up, like the community college we would go to every day for our classes. Like we spent most of our time on the bus, like going to our classes, and then just like getting picked up from college. So I think that kind of like helped me prepare for like a university. Of course, it is definitely different. Like the class sizes, community colleges are much smaller in class sizes. But I think like, I guess the workload is similar to that of a university. So it was definitely a good experience. I recommend it to anyone because you save 2 years, you save 2 years of college, save time and money. So definitely, Kim, if you got kids in the future, send them to early college.
Yeah, if I anybody that has I don't know, the privilege of going to a high school that, so like 2 years, baby work, third year, real deal, by all means, do it. I did not have that privilege. They had early college classes at my high school. I didn't take them because my guidance counselor explained them poorly, and I thought that my schedule was going to be a lot different. And then when I found out the reality, it was too late. And I took a semester worth of college classes over 2 summers, so that's how I'm a semester ahead. But that's all I got. Okay, but it's okay. No, but
Oh my
in all
God.
seriousness, I think that's super dope, and I think it's like important as well. And it sounds kind of like, in all honesty, like a premise for like a TV show. Like being
A
on the
TV,
bus.
like Ant Farm? Ant Farm. Oh, that was a cute show.
I didn't watch
Um,
Ant Farm. I wasn't an Ant Farm.
really?
I wasn't a Disney kid for personal reasons,
Oh,
but
oh my God.
I'm serious.
Um,
I'm dead serious. Like I'm not even. I wasn't really a Disney guy. China Anne McClain. I'm sure she was great in that show, but
Calling all the monsters. Come on, listeners. Come on, calling all the monsters goes so hard. You already know, but yeah. So it was definitely experience. Like I said, I recommend it, and it was all free. I mean, I I think I just paid. We didn't even pay for books. Everything was free because public school, public school. So it was if you could do it. I know it's like it's crazy like explaining it because like it was like my reality or whatever, but I was hesitant to go. Like I didn't want to go. I was forced to go like freshman year. I wanted to go to the high school all my friends went to. So but like in the end, like it's a good, not investment, but it's a good um opportunity, definitely. And even if you don't have early college at your high school, dual credit is the way. I know this is not going to air to high school students, but i'm just saying I'm just saying, if you know somebody, then spread the word.
Well, we are almost out of time, so I wanted to hit on this one last thing before we wrap up. And I know we've like joked quite a bit. It's been fun, but I wanted to get your honest perspective about this. And on our editorial board, there's like 16, 15 people, and I think it's super dope that of those, there are 7 Black people, and I think that there's like so much representation now, and of those 7, 5 are Black women, and I think it's really dope, and I think that it's something that sometimes I feel as if I could take for granted, knowing that there are people who like have my back, or if something happens, or like knowing each other in that sense. So I just wanted to like hear how you felt about having that many people, and Black people rather, on the editorial board, and having people that look just like you, and work with so closely.
Definitely, I would say that it's been a really great thing to have Black students on the editorial board. I know I saw like I filled out the Word document that Natalie had us fill out for the like Black History Month stuff, and honestly, it's really like empowering to have people of color in positions of power. Even for me, just to be offered the opportunity to be Life and Arts editor has been amazing. And not only having like Black people on the editorial board, but also like Hispanic women, Hispanic men. So it's really, really, I think it's inspirational that people can take on those types of like positions of power. And I think like more people should take on those positions of power. It just shows like that we're leading each other in the right direction. And like you said, like we're looking out for each other. Um, and yeah, I mean, it's really, really awesome to have that. And I also think that with more people of color, I think there's more representation. We're able to reach out to more people that look like us. They're more comfortable to talk to us because we're not just like Anglo Americans, we're able to get their stories. We feel for them. We know what they're going through. So I think that's really, really important when it comes to like Black journalists and journalists of color. So yeah.
And this is another thing that I wanted to ask you as well is, you clearly want to do a career in journalism, and in that, do you see yourself doing more of like, because you mentioned how you were going to do like a more cultural based degree at like Columbia per se. Hopefully, you get accepted. I don't want to jinx you, knock on wood, but like, are you more focused on like just how people culture wise, and like a lot of that like fascinating like social psychology of like races and stuff. I just wanted to hear more about like what you would want to pursue in like a career of journalism.
Yeah, for sure. I know one thing I kind of like stressed in my like applications and stuff, like my little essays that I had to write, was that I really want to represent like underrepresented communities and minorities. I think it'd be really cool to not only like report maybe from New York, but also like talk to people from South Texas, like the border towns and things like that. And I think using also like my Spanish minor, that's another reason why I wanted to go like get a Spanish minor, because I speak Spanish, but I'm not perfect at it. I'm not the best. My mom and my family are really good, but I need some brushing up. So I think like for me to like use that to be able to communicate with people is really going to help like me be able to tell their stories. Because I know like one time I had to interview somebody from the Star and they only spoke Spanish. So being at like, and that was my first Spanish interview I ever did. And afterwards, I just felt so like happy and empowered that I was able to talk to her because no one else on my team would have been able to. So it was just a really, really great feeling. And I want to always have those great feelings after I'm done with an interview. And also like definitely amplifying Black voices. I think there's still like so much that people don't know about Black people and our culture and what's going on. So just bringing attention to those issues, I think, would be really, really beneficial to the communities and the public. Hopefully, if it gets like, if it's in like those big magazines, like my dream job would be to like work at the Vogue culture section, or work like at the Wall Street Journal, like any of those places. Those are just, their real estate is humongous. So it would just be amazing to get to, have people's voices like your comadre from down the street be able to like talk about something that's bothering her and something that's bothering the rest of the nation. So I think it would be really, really awesome for that. But yeah, definitely just talking to more people, specifically people of color, and just amplifying their voices. So yeah.
All right. That was great. I think that no matter what avenue you choose in journalism, I believe you'll be successful at it. We've joked a lot on this show, and I've had a great time. But in all seriousness, I'm glad you're part of the Ed Board, and I think the not opinions, the Life and Arts section is in great hands with you. In their leadership. So I can't wait to see what you're going to continue to do this semester. And I hope that whichever school you decide, you rock it. And I hope all of them accept you. And I hope to see your name at the byline? Yeah, the byline on, Wall Street Journal or even Vogue. So,
Oh my gosh, let's speak it into existence. Oh, I love that. But thank you so much. Like, y'all, just having the support of like not only my team but like of the editorial team has been just amazing. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for everything. I'm so grateful to y'all. I wouldn't be the editor in chief, the Life and Arts editor of the Star if it wasn't for y'all. So I'm sorry, Jaden, I love you. I'm so dead. But yeah, yes, I couldn't have done it without all of y'all's support, and it's been amazing. So yeah.
is there anything else you'd like to say or shout out before we get out of here?
I guess shout out, of course, to my family. Y'all know, my my of course my amazing assistant Life and Arts editor Sarah. She's awesome. I couldn't. Our team, our section would not be what it is without her. She's literally my second set of eyes. So thank you to her always. And my team, Life and Arts. Continue being Jaden's number one. Continue doing what we need to do. Just keep on going. And I'm so excited for just to continue following the Star. I know I graduate soon, but I think it's going to be in great hands to whoever the next editor-in-chief is going to be. And it's going to be really, really awesome in the coming years. Just keep getting better. This is like the foundation, but like we're just going to keep like elevating it up until whatever it needs to be. But yeah, I'm excited for that.
All right. Well, thank you again for your time. I had a lot of fun. And I'm going to see you soon. So, just see you next time, I guess.
For sure. You'll see me. I'll see you in like an hour, bro.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I'm saying. Come on. Let's not pretend like this is the last time. But no, I'm just kidding. I had a lot of fun. Thank you for coming on the podcast. It was a pleasure to have you on. And thank you to our listeners. Make sure to follow us at Star Podcasting. Will's got it on the screen right now. So we'll be posting more content there. In the meantime, we will see you guys next Friday. Take care.
Peace.